Jirard Khalil of the Completionist. This is a YouTube channel that I've been watching over the last decade, and I've loved everything he's put out. To me, he was a YouTuber who would never get into controversy, super kind-hearted, and part of the reason why I had that impression of him outside of his content and just upbeat and positive attitude in general is the fact that he did so many charity events. One of the most prominent being Indieland, where every year he showcases new indie games that are in development that might be overlooked, with all of the proceeds going to the Open Hand Foundation, which is a charity organization he started with his family to help fund research towards solving dementia, or at least helping with people who have dementia in some way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, today, Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers and Carl Jobs released their investigation into this charity organization and found out that over their 10 years of being active, all of the money they have received from Indieland and other various donors has not been sent to any charities yet. There's just $600K that has been accumulating over a decade, doing nothing in their account. Mudahar tweets this out onto his Twitter, and people obviously start reacting to it, like Shadow Cringelord, who says, "God damn it, he was the dude from OG Normal Boots that was still consistent. Hate to see this." Vadlish says, "It seems weird that Jirard would use his mother's dementia to commit charity fraud. Something makes me think he might not have intended to do it." Rabbit says, "So baffled and frustrated and confused by this. The Completionist is arguing that he's kept this charity money since 2014 because of legal and ethical concerns as where to send the money. But in that case, stop taking people's money until you figure it out." Windy responds to Mudahar's video by saying, "Jirard committed a fraud scam during a charity event for dementia."
Oh, no.
Dextero tweets about this when they say, "YouTuber The Completionist is being called out for allegedly pocketing charity funds." Opera GX responds by saying, "Glad he completed his career." Braintwork says, "I hope this is not true. There are very few good people out there left." Gina Darling says, "Oh, this is bullshit. The money hasn't been squandered. It's been sitting there untouched in the bank because he couldn't find a good and honest dementia research foundation to donate to. Charity funds are public info, so it's not like he's hiding any of this. Jirard's one of the kindest and giving humans I've ever met. What would he use the publicly known amount of money for? Himself? That'd be shitty. But it's shown that it's untouched, aside from very small amounts that were used for the cost and production for his Indieland charity stream. It wasn't for personal gain. Multiple huge foundations have been found to pocket the money for their multi-millionaire CEOs, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't find a charity that fit his standard for a cause that has affected his family so much. If this somehow turns out to actually be one big ruse, then I'll gladly retract my tweets. But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he's one of the kindest and genuinely good people I've met in this industry in my whole career, and I hate to see his name dragged through the mud." Maddie responds to all of this by saying, "Holy shit, that Completionist shit is fucking sad, man. What a scumbag. Wonder what will happen to all the people working at the channel now that there's no way to come back from that. I haven't watched that guy's channel since I was 13/14, but if I remember right, he had a shitload of employees working the brand. I doubt those employees knew what was going on, or it would have been leaked by now. I hope the employees figure out some way to salvage everything." Urin responds by saying, "Normal Boots curse strikes again." Speaking of which, shout out to that fan that made a dating sim of all the creators from Normal Boots. It somehow ages worse and worse every single year. For those of you who don't know, he's referring to the fan-made dating sim of all the Normal Boots creators called Asago Academy, which included people like Pro Jared, JonTron, and the Completionist, which have now all been people embroiled in drama at certain points. Speaking of Pro Jared, he responds to Dextero's tweet about this by saying, "This is horse shit. They are both making a lot of assumptions and accusations without being able to actually prove anything. Almost like they are presenting the worst and trying to get views off of it. Don't bother trying to reach out to Jirard about it. No due diligence." Commander Riker responds by saying, "Come on, Jirard. At least watch the videos." They are both in a call with Jirard at one point. They have documentation of funds going in, but none actually going to any charities. Jirard's, "I was actually going to do it today," sounds like a total cop-out too. People donated to this organization through hearing from it via Jirard and expecting the money to go where they are told it was going, not to be sat in some company account doing nothing for the cause it's meant for. Mudahar quote tweets Pro Jared and says, "I literally have us speaking with him in my video. I hope you actually try watching the piece instead of blatantly lying about it. I'm actually quite charitable and offer no speculation. I stick to the filings and statements offered to me. You claim that we present the worst, yet you blatantly lie about the content we uploaded. Stick to JRPGs. Connor the waffle, quote tweets Dextero and says, Jirard didn't pocket anything. He said the money is still there and accounted for. Joined the Discord call in the videos and took full accountability for everything. This article is titled in such a disingenuous way for people to dogpile him. Sammy responds to Dextero by saying, this caption is misleading. Jirard hasn't seen a cent. The charity money is all still there. It, for some reason, just hasn't been transferred at all. Ant Dude says, Jirard is one of the most selfless people I know, and I'm honored to call him a friend. Yes, I wish he handled the charity differently. No, this headline isn't accurate. No, he's not pocketing charity money for personal use. Yes, he's still screwed up. All this is possible. JF Cheeseburger responds by saying, I don't know, man. Nearly 10 years and 600k is a disgusting amount of time and money to screw up. Ant Dude responds, I don't want to say too much without Jirard's okay, but knowing how some of his business arrangements are set up, I'm inclined to believe he simply didn't know until next year, like he said. Doesn't excuse this past year, but it's unfortunate people think he was doing this for 10. Miss Foozy Gaming says, Jirard has always been a kind human being and a good friend. Fact. He has not pocketed any money. Fact. All funds are still sitting in an account owned by the group, waiting. Wait to hear his response. If you want to join the hate train, go off, and I will remember you for it. Miss Foozy then follows up her tweet by saying, oh, Dextero, since you deleted your lying tweet about Jirard, the completionist, don't worry, I got you. Wouldn't want the internet to forget about it, showing that Dextero did delete their tweet, which has now been replaced with a new tweet saying, YouTuber completionist is being called out for allegedly withholding charity funds. Moodhar quote tweets Miss Fushi and says, I want to say this is an insult to the research me and Carl put in. We were very matter of fact, and for news orgs to insinuate claims we never made by attaching our work is disgusting. We never claimed any money was improperly embezzled. That's for a federal agency to find out. Deputy Aru says, I understand I'm biased, but seeing people assume the worst of Jirard / the completionist before his response is even out is so saddening. The money is still in the account. There is a team behind this charity, not just him, and he admits he thought the money was already donated. Again, I'm very close to Jirard, and he's always been so kind to me, so I'm biased, but I've also been able to see firsthand how much he cares about helping people and doing the right thing. All I do is ask to wait for his response before making a decision on whether or not he's bad. Sam Procrastinates says, been seeing the stuff about Jirard going around. Haven't had the chance to hear the full scope of things since I've been traveling, but here's what I will say from the small bit I have seen. Stop believing something just because it's the first thing you read on a headline. Clearly there's way more to the story than what some headline would like you to believe. I never got the chance to meet him personally, but I've heard nothing but kind words about Jirard for years from anyone who's associated with him. Stop jumping on bandwagons and wait until more context is given. Here's my thoughts though. He is a very successful YouTuber. If you think he needed to pocket money from a charity and you believe that full stop without asking any further questions about the validity of that, you need help. Clearly, that doesn't make any sense either. We need more context. Ant Dude responds, no. I want him eviscerated. That's what Twitter wants me to say. Sam responds, why should I believe you? You only knew him for years. I knew him way more from my computer screen. Gilly the Kid says, if you think Jirard is actually stupid enough to attempt to pocket $600,000 in charitable donations, I'm pretty sure you'll believe literally anything. Quacken responds by saying, why are all of his friends coming out at the exact same time to defend him? Was this coordinated? Also, you won't ever believe he can do no wrong just because you were friendly with him. That's the same issue with Ant Dude and whatever the other person I replied to has. Gilly responds, stop it, laughing my ass off. Taking my friendship with him out of the equation and take his character out of the equation, nobody, especially someone like Jirard, who has been a public figure on the internet for this long, would be that stupid. It's ridiculous to even suggest. Ben responds by saying, can you explain away the fact that this is understandable and completely fine, that the world is out of a potential decade of research? Because I want to hear one. I'm seething and would love nothing more to hear a response. Assuage my anger. Gilly responds, I can't do that for you. Only Jirard can give a response to that. But I will tell you, Jirard is one of the most kind and genuine people I've ever known, and he would absolutely not use his mother's struggle and memory for nefarious purposes. Coda Kaisar says, oh, Jirard the completionist is trending? Let's see why. Clicks. Man, we really can't have shit, can we? Alt History Cody responds to Dextero by saying, damn, this sucks, man. I liked his vids back in the day. Optimus says, word is the completionist has been pocketing charity money for years. I have absolutely no fucking respect for anyone who could take money from people under the guise of helping others. Actual fucking scum of the earth, giving the rest of us creators a bad rep. This is exactly why the charity shit I do is all straight through YouTube giving. The money never touches my hand, and it is literally fucking impossible for me me to take your money. It just makes it easier to do for everyone. Shit makes me sick to my stomach, man. Sam responds by saying, just want to be clear here. They haven't pocketed anything. The money is still sitting in the company's coffers, according to the filings, but they haven't donated anything. The issue comes from lying about that, not actually pocketing any money on their side. Optimus responds, if you run a non-profit, tax-free organization, and you're letting money sit in that account, you are not actually donating. And the whole principle of it is that you are actively donating money as a charity. Yeah, you are essentially pocketing people's money. Nicholas Diorio says, people who fuck up the processes associated with running charity events should be strongly urged to stop doing more charity events. Keemstar responds by saying, bastard should be cancelled. That poo emoji made me so mad. He then makes a tweet of his own that says, you are such scum, Completionist. Just watch Muda's vid about your scam charity for dementia because your mother had dementia and no money went to the cause. Do you think your mother is proud of you? He ran this charity for 9 straight years. All the money is sitting in the bank. Kitty Cat Fox says, Jirard, where did all that money meant to aid dementia and Alzheimer's go? The Completionist, showing the thumbnail for his video where he bought every single eShop game on Wii U and 3DS before the store closed down. Great video. I would recommend you check it out, but it feels weird to recommend a video from someone who might be doing something malicious, but it's a good video. The Dark Phantom says, no, Mr. the Completionist, I will not donate until further clarifications on your charity. Showing a screenshot from some pixel art where Jirard says, have you found any new donations? Jared Philbrick says, all I have to say about the Completionist Foundation right now.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I didn't do fucking shit.
A lot of people started clowning on Jirard under his latest tweet, thanking Yacht Club Games for making Shovel Knight. Ethan says, it was at this moment Jirard knew he fucked up. Bezod says, the IRS enters the chat. And then unfortunately, the creator of Shovel Knight, Yacht Club Games, responded to this at a really bad time when just before all of this info was released, they said, thank you for being our friend. You mean the world to us. Luigi Fan responds by saying, how do we tell him? Howard says, the timing of this, yikes. And that's about it for the tweets on Jirard as of now. Obviously, the situation just happened today, so a lot of tweets are coming out, and Jirard has yet to make his response. As a huge fan of the Completionist channel, and just Jirard as a person, I've always seen him be like the best person you can be online, so the fact that this has all came out is very alarming to me. I obviously trust all of the investigation work that Mudahar and Carl have done, since I know Muda personally and I know that he wouldn't just put out bullshit, but also I think it's super out of character for Jirard to do something like this, but all the proof is there in Muda and Carl's video, so as a fan of Jirard, it's a very tough situation to come to terms with and to understand, so quite frankly guys, I just don't have an opinion yet. I'm gonna be waiting for Jirard's response before I make any kind of judgment call, but so far it's not looking too good. Anyway, I hope this video informed you guys on the Twitter discourse, and I will see you in the next one.